As we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto district of Seattle. Now the Michigan man, Jake Moody, to get us started.
And off we go from Seattle. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10. First carry here for Ken Walker.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Throw out wide to Walker.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10
at the 20.
On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
Purdy now to throw.
Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Third and 2.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the 1st down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it.
Loose inside the 30. Christian McCaffrey.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey.
69 yards.
And the Niners are on the board first here this afternoon.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive.
And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
three
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Here's 3rd and 6.
Darnold.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 37.
It's a gain of 15. First down, Seahawks.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Walker with a grab, left side. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Oh, Walker showing the power.
And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as strong running gets them to the 9-yard line.
A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
Walker diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
Well, Brandon, he just followed his nose, and his nose took him to the end zone. But how about the big guys up front? Give him at least a stalemate in order to find that space.
Yeah, the O-line won the battle in the trenches there, didn't they? Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And just shutting him off there.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Back to throw, Purdy. That is caught, and he is going to have a 49ers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
Purdy sets up to throw again.
And that's complete to McCaffrey. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to bring up second down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield, and if they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
And he is going to lose yardage here.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Out of the gun, Purdy.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowski to punt the football. Back deep is Steven Sims.
This is taken at the 15. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
A play fake, and it's Darnold going up top for Kupp.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the San Fran 20. It's a big play there for Seattle. 51 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now it's Darnold. He finds Smith and Jigba. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Darnold from the gun. He completes this to Walker. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. As they've got it as we resume action. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And San Francisco gets set to go here. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
Purdy looking to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Now Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone would come free.
Here's Guerrero on 1st down. Kobe Bryant makes the stop on that one.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Here's Purdy. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Throwing here, Purdy. Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Purdy. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And they'll try the option on first and goal.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Brock Purdy.
A 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the 49ers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Moody good with the extra point.
And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
56 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And Walker once more.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Faking the give, Darnold. And Walker has it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and first down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
Play action. It's Darnold.
And that nearly intercepted. Oh, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Straight ahead, Walker.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Off of play action, Darnold. He'll buy some time right. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 15-yard line. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
On 3rd and short, not only did he get away from the rush and pick up a first down, he picked up a whole lot more than that. And how did he get it done? Evaded the rush, kept his poise, and then how about him directing traffic as he moved downfield to pick up extra blockers? A really nice run.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Looked like they were set up defensively in a zone coverage, but somehow they found a seam because that receiver all alone. By rights, that should have been a touchdown, but somehow this ball's overthrown.
Myers' kick is good, and they take a 17-14 lead.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
That one complete to his receiver, Jennings.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. The Niners on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Purdy now to throw. A throw left side for Pearson is complete. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Once more, Purdy looking to throw.
Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Back to throw, Purdy. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
This one goes underneath to Walker, and he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Darnold. And complete to Smith and Jigba. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. That is caught. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. To the air again, Darnold. He finds his man, complete. That's Walker. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Back to throw, Darnold. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
No receivers open, so he was forced to put that one into Puget Sound. That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Darnold. Going deep for Walker. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. A field goal, the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down.
Purdy looking to throw. Pass caught by Pearsall.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Purdy going to give it to Garendo.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And tip your cap to DeMarcus Lawrence. Nice play defensively.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Another run, this time McCaffrey.
And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now Purdy.
Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That whole thing was thrown off track thanks to the defense of Fred Warner. Really nice play.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A play fake, and it's Darnold.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Now here's Michael Dixon standing right on his own 5-yard line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Ooh, with a juke. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
Here's Purdy. Hauled in left side here by Jennings.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Purdy. On the move past the 40.
And finally down at the 36-yard line.
He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
Throwing here, Purdy.
Toward the sideline, he will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds.
8 yards. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And the 49ers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Oh, that's a letdown there defensively because they had him stopped dead to rights. But he's able to work his way out of the tackle and stretch just enough to pick up that 1st down.
Operating from the gun.
Purdy.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the 49ers have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Walker with it.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll be out right at the 35.
Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On the give, it's Walker.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
Darnold from the gun. This is Fant on the short completion. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 26. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
From the gun, it's Walker.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Kenneth Walker.
26 yards.
And the Seahawks have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. That run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that gives him a 3-point lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Shotgun now with Purdy.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Purdy. That's complete to Pearsall.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 2nd down. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
George Kittle
with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Niners answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. Now Moody for the PAT.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Here's Walker to start the drive.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Sticking with Walker on second down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 125 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Throw left side, complete to Kupp. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yardage, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
They'll give it up to the big man Walker. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Sticking with Walker on second down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction.
And that is incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And he's got it.
And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up second down and a bit farther.
Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal. On the handoff, this is Walker, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Seahawks have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
And this is the time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
A give running left now, Garindo.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Purdy now to throw.
Escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Hand off here to Walker.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5.
And Walker has it.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Niners set to take over on offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10
at their own 20-yard line.
He'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw, Purdy.
That's complete. It's Kyle Juszczyk. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first.
Well, they certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll get this to Jennings over the middle.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Purdy, he's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. Out of the gun, Purdy. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They come up now on 2nd and 2. Throwing, Purdy. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Here's Purdy to throw. He's got Ayuk once again.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't.
Here's 1st down. To throw is Purdy.
Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Here comes 2nd down at 5.
A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he'd better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. And out now come the Seahawks. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
They'll fire one downfield for Fant.
And that is incomplete. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So it's the 49ers who will get the football first with a chance to win it here in overtime. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple.
Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term, momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. Down to about the 32. Second and 7. Here's Purdy. They'll find Ayuk open right side.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Throwing here, Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now remember again, a touchdown wouldn't win it just yet, but it can give them a big leg up. It's 2nd down.
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Purdy looking to throw.
That's complete right around the 8. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now it's 3rd and 4.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. That is caught. And the Niners are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
McCaffrey. And he is into the end zone. They accomplish what they set out to do as they will take the lead here in overtime.
Boy, we talk a lot about Christian McCaffrey and what he can do in the open field, and it's easy to gloss over how tough he can be to